Insta360 GO 3 is taking the possibilities of ultra portable action cameras even further. Welcome to the smartphone of action cameras. At just 35 grams, the camera unit is small enough to be mounted just about anywhere for the most creative and unique shots. With leading image stabilisation and creative shooting effects, the camera also comes with a brand new action pod, which offers remote control and live preview for added flexibility. This is possibly the best action camera for beginners, vloggers, and sports lovers. So these are my ultimate GO 3 settings and pro tips to maximize your action cam's potential. Let's get into it. Some pro tips before you start. Update your camera firmware and app to the latest version. They are continuously updated to improve your experience with new features and fixes. You can download updates anytime from the official Insta360 website. Also, when you connect to the app, it will tell you if there's an update available and prompt you through the process of updating your camera's firmware. The quick menu can help you save time by keeping your commonly used settings and modes. Go to the quick capture menu, customize buttons on the action pod or through the app. With your preferred settings selected, press the quick button on the action pod or the GO 3 button on the camera, and that will give you instant access to them. Also, remember to remove all your stickers and wipe that lens. Now, let's get into some pro tips for the best settings. Insta360 recommends shooting in video mode, 2.7K 30 frames per second for the best quality videos. You can change the settings by swiping up on the action pod's touchscreen and changing the shooting parameters by swiping left. There are 3 levels of flow state stabilization to choose depending upon the scenario to keep your footage silky smooth. Check out my video on this for more in the description. For more control in the edit or for filming action sports, try out FreeFrame Video Mode, renamed from the GO 2's Pro Video Mode, using 1440p at 50 frames per second. This mode provides world-class flow state stabilization plus 360 horizon lock too. It also has the option to adjust the field of view and aspect ratio in post without cropping your video anymore, like regular action cameras do. Remember, free-frame videos must be processed in the Insta360 app or studio to apply that flow state stabilization. Okay, let's talk field of view and what best suits what you might want to shoot. First, there is ultra wide. This is the widest field of view, but has the most distortion around the edges. It's great for selfies and vlogs, though, because you're central and it gives the sense of the space that you're in. Action view is optimized specifically for action point of view shots, with a taller height to better show your body in the shot and give a feeling of speed. This is best suited for action like biking, driving, and other sports. Linear has a slightly narrower field of view for natural looking shots without distortion. This is great for traveling and everyday points of view. You might want to try mixing up the fields of view to keep your viewers' interest. Finally, set the color profile to vivid on by default and take the sharpness down to medium for the best results straight out of camera. Let's move on to some shooting tips. The GO 3 is the perfect action camera for every situation without having to carry so much bulky gear around. The all-new action pod is the perfect companion for everyday vlogs to cinematic shots. It takes the GO 3's battery life from 45 to 170 minutes and transforms the GO 3 into a more traditional style action camera, but with a flip touchscreen. There's also the option to take the GO 3 out and use the action pod for remote control and live preview. If you are using them separately, Insta360 recommends doing so in a 16-foot or 5-meter range in an open environment to avoid Bluetooth interference. To take the camera out of the action pod, press the release switch on the side of the action pod and take the GO 3 out by gripping the lens. Here are some of my pro shooting tips for every scenario. Shoot with the GO 3 in the action pod for perfectly framed selfies, flawless vlogging, or handheld shooting. The action pod's flip touchscreen is perfect for seeing your shot as it's happening. Just make sure you don't block a mic inadvertently when you're vlogging. You can spice things up with the mini 2-in-1 tripod for unique and creative angles. This device is a vlogger's dream since it combines a tripod and selfie stick into one compact design, perfect for shooting on the go. Attach the pivot stand and use the 1/4 inch adapter to use it with the Go 3. Both the pivot stand and the 2-in-1 tripod are perfect for vlogging, but remember, they're not designed for high intensity sports. I'll be back again with another video with my best accessories so far for the Go 3, so be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. For precious moments with your pet, take the Go 3 solo and use perhaps the fetch stick for an awesome perspective. I'm really sorry. No, I'm actually not. The Easy Clip also works pretty well too. You can use the action pod to control and preview that footage remotely. For splashing around and getting into deeper water, take the camera out of the action pod. The camera is waterproof to 16 feet 5 meters, but remember to install the lens guards before you take it swimming. I mean, personally, I don't know why you'd ever take them off. I'd recommend keeping them on all the time. Dry the camera off after you've been swimming before placing it back in the action pod. The action pod is IPX4 splash proof only when Go 3 is in it. If you want to take the action pod underwater, use the Go 3 dive case and you can explore up to 96 feet or 60 meters. Here's a pro tip. After using this in seawater, soak the Go 3 camera unit in fresh water for 15 minutes, then gently rinse it and dry it thoroughly before putting it back in the action pod. Now the Go 3 is perfect for action enthusiasts who want to avoid a camera blocking their view and getting in their way. You can mount the cam in some awesome places for next level shots, and flow state stabilization and horizon lock in FreeFrame mode keeps footage looking smooth and silky. Try the quick release mount for high intensity sports. Snap in or take out the Go 3 or the action pod in seconds with a double lock system made for action. It also has a 1/4 inch mount and a 2-prong mount for use with other accessories. When installing it, make sure to press tightly to buckle those locks. Here's another pro tip for using the action mount. Select wind reduction audio mode for cycling, motorcycling, or mountain biking, or something else where the wind is rushing past you. Here's a great tip. If sunrise is that hour too early, try out timed capture. Set the time, date, and shooting mode on settings, and then just set up your shot. Go 3 will automatically turn on and start filming, so you don't need to wake up to shoot fantastic footage. Got a nighttime video shoot coming up? Turn on low light stabilization to reduce motion blur and improve stabilization in low light. Swipe left to view the parameters, slide to the bottom and tap the night scene icon. Let's talk about mounting that Go 3 a little bit more. The standard kit has 3 in-the-box magnetic accessories for even more creative perspectives: the magnet pendant, the easy clip, and the pivot stand. Here are some pro tips on using those accessories. The magnet pendant includes a new angle adjustment insert to tilt the camera angle, plus a tangle-free retractable design. This is great. It's perfect for traveling, family playtime, and cycling too. Wear the magnet pendant and angle adjustment insert under your shirt with the camera on the outside. For high intensity sports, you might want to get the magnet pendant safety cord too. This easily attaches to the strap to stop the Go 3 from getting lost if it does fall off the strong magnet. I still need to get one of these. For natural first person views, fasten the easy clip to just about anything you can think of. Seriously, hats, pet collars, headbands, that's it. It's pretty easy. Use the pivot stand with either the Go 3 or the action pod for unique angles in creative locations. It has a reusable sticky base, rotatable design, secure magnets and buckle locks, and a built-in 1/4 inch mount for use with other accessories. Here's a pro tip for using that sticky mount. Attach it to a flat and dry surface, press firmly for about 10 seconds after sticking, and leave it for around 30 minutes for the most stable base before use. That's how you'll get the best results. Clean and dry the sticky base after you finish using it. Okay, now you've got your footage, let's talk editing. There's a host of ways to edit your Go 3 footage on the Insta360 app and desktop studio, so you can get your shot exactly how you want it. FreeFrame lets you choose the aspect ratio after you film without losing the details. Choose the aspect ratio based on where you're going to share your footage. 9:16 is great for full vertical video, things like Instagram stories or TikTok. 16:9 is regular horizontal, great for YouTube. 1:1 square is great for Instagram posts and Facebook, and 4:5 ratio is great for vertical for Instagram posts and Facebook posts too. If you're in a hurry or aren't quite so sure about editing, the Insta360 app has AI-powered editing for binge-worthy clips in seconds. Open the app, go to Stories, and then go to Auto Edit. Then choose your clips, sit back, and relax. Auto Edit finds the highlights and edits them on beat to music. That's pretty handy if you're in a hurry and don't really want to get too deep into the editing thing. So what export settings should you use? Videos shot in regular video mode don't need to be exported in the Insta360 app or studio before sharing unless you plan on editing them further. When recording in FreeFrame, your camera will save two files named ProVid and ProLRV. The LRV is a low resolution file used for previewing in the app. So when editing on a desktop, you can ignore that LRV file and import the vid file into Studio. Once you're ready to export, select 1440p resolution for FreeFrame video or 2.7K resolution for regular video if you've been editing that. Export in ProRes and keep files in the highest bitrate in Studio to preserve all your details and color. There's generally no need to use Color Plus. If you mix clips from different files in Premiere or Final Cut Pro, use 3840 by 2160p, especially for YouTube, because that's 4K and that footage is better. Format it in 80 Mbps and H.264 codec. That's just a more widely used and interchangeable format. Now, if you've edited your footage in the Insta360 app, here's a rough guide to the best settings for social media. For an Instagram post, you want resolution of 1080 by 1350, you want your bitrate at 13 to 15 Mbps, and you want the aspect ratio of 4:5. For Instagram stories, Instagram reels, and TikTok, you want a resolution of 1080 by 1920, bitrate of 15 to 20 Mbps, and an aspect ratio of 9 to 16. For YouTube, you want 4K resolution, you want bitrate of 65 to 80 Mbps, and you want an aspect ratio of 16 to 9. For Facebook, you want a resolution of 4K, a bitrate of 65 to 80 Mbps, and an aspect ratio of 1:1. Here's more from me. Thanks for watching. That's it for your pro tips and best settings today. Ready to shoot? I'll see you out there. Now go and have some fun.